Guys, MarvelFan45 here, and it's Halloween, so you knew this video was coming. This is my top 10 horror movies, and this list was impossible to make. I'm gonna have to do a whole video of honorable mentions because I'm missing so many. But just a few off the top of my head: House of a Thousand Corpses, The Shallows, Jaws, and so many more. But yeah, we're just gonna ignore that and just get into it, because if I were to go and talk about honorable mentions, we would be here for hours and hours and hours. So yeah, let's just get into this. So starting off at number 10, I have these two tied these three tied, because I can't really pick one, and they're all by the same director. Opera, Inferno, and Phenomena by Dario Argento. Now, if I were to pick a favorite, it would be Opera, but all three of them are basically intertwined for me. Phenomena has Argento's craziness, Opera has Argento's kills, and Inferno has, in my opinion, his best direction, which may be a hot take because Suspiria exists. And I love Suspiria, but I prefer Inferno. So, yeah. Opera has one of the coolest kill scenes I've ever seen, with the gun through the, peephole. That scene is amazing. That scene is cinema. I don't know how he got that shot, but that shot is amazing. The shots with the crows. In the final crazy twist, I'll admit I don't like it a lot, but I find it hilarious. So it's so bad it's good in my view. Phenomena is just freaking hilarious. Like, the kills are brutal, but the plot is so crazy by the end I couldn't help but laugh. And of course the final kill by the monkey is glorious. No, I won't specify. And Inferno. Inferno is nightmare fuel, if I've ever seen it. There's a specific scene involving a butcher late at night, which I will not talk about, but that scene scarred me for life, and that visual of the kill with the rats has been stuck in my head. But then there are other, cool kills, like the guillotine kill, which is brutal for no apparent reason, but that's a giallo for you. And there are so many great kills. The mysteriousness of the books and the three witches, and then the ending. Inferno's in my top 10 some days, but yeah. Number 9, my favorite, no, not my favorite slasher, one of my favorite slashers. This may come as a surprise to you, because most people would have the first one here. Sleepaway Camp 2, Unhappy Campers. This movie is hilarious. So, the main reason this is here is because... So basically I watched the first Sleepaway Camp, and I heard there was a second. And after the ending of Sleepaway Camp, I was immediately like, I need to see another one. I need to know what happens. So, I spent a long period of time hunting for a good DVD of the second one, and finally got one. And so when I watched it, it was one of the most satisfying things ever, for me, because I spent so long trying to track it down and find it, that, it just brought me a lot of joy finally being able to watch it. Same thing with Phenomena. But yeah, once I got the DVD, I sat down and I watched it, and I just clicked with it. Everything about it clicked with me. It's hilarious. So it takes all the dark grit of the original and, throws it away. Now it's a comedy movie, and Angela is... Her one-liners are so bad, but they're so good. I think my favorite kill scene is probably the one with the fire. It's so brutal for no reason, again. And, it's just the one-liner where she goes, "Don't do drugs, kids," and then lights 2 kids on fire. It's insane. And then, there's one kill that's also just disgusting, but that's why I like it. And It's so good. It's mainly just funny. Like, This is the only horror comedy on this list, sort of. But, yeah, Sleepaway Camp 2 is... It's amazing. Number 8, another film people would assume I would put a certain other Oscar-winning film on here for. I picked Michael Mann's Manhunter. So the reason, this is like in my top 10 movies ever made, but the reason this is lower is because it's more of a thriller, but it has enough horror that I'm counting it. Like, it's not enough of a horror movie for me to put it up higher than it is, but it's still in like my top 10 movies ever made. This movie invented the 80s aesthetic. This movie is the 80s aesthetic. The kills are brutal, the one with the fire chair especially, and the final shootout, peak cinema. And then that final shot, peak cinema. Hannibal Lecter, peak cinema. The visuals, peak cinema. It's all like perfect. Like, Manhunter is like top 10 movies ever made for me. It has some amazing tension and amazing direction. It's just perfect. And the villain's motivation too is like crazy. The Manhunter, it's a masterpiece. Zodiac would be an honorable mention, but that's much more of a thriller than this. But yeah, Manhunter, masterpiece. Now, keeping with the actual horror movies, our number 7 spot is Dracula 1992 by Francis Ford Coppola. This is a hot take, but okay. So, this movie is horrifying. It's visually stunning. It's incredibly intense, and I mean incredibly intense. I believe I've done like 4 reviews like talking about how horrifying the storm sequence is. And then there are so many good scenes. The scene with Lucy in the garden, the final scene, Keanu Reeves, Anthony Hopkins, they're all great. Like, there really isn't an issue with this film in my opinion. It's especially visually stunning. The score is amazing. And the story is perfect. Like, I literally do not have an issue with this film. This film is a masterpiece, in my opinion. So yeah, number 7, Dracula. Number 6, oh, and it's my favorite Dracula adaptation, another hot take. Number 6. This is one of the classics of horror. If you've seen it, you know why. The Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi. This film is what got me into more horror type films. It's just so good. It's bare bones, brutal, unrelenting horror. Like, that's what makes it so good. Like, the tree scene. The tree scene was a bit too far, but it's horrifying. It passes the point that it was supposed to pass. And then everything in the cabin is amazing. It has one of the most iconic endings ever. If you've seen it, you know why. And it's just amazing. Like, the Deadites are some of the best villains, period. The Necronomicon is one of the coolest concepts, period. And then just the horror of it all. Like, it's actually horrifying. It doesn't pull any punches or have any humor. It's just pure horror. That was my issue with Evil Dead 2. I think it's fine. Army of Darkness is a masterpiece, though. Number 5, The Black Coat's Daughter. The best film of 2015, in my opinion. This film is pure atmosphere. This film is like... It's just a masterpiece. I'm not going to say anything about it. But that final twist... You won't see it coming. The Black Coat's Daughter is just a masterpiece. I'm going to end it there. Number 4, In the Mouth of Madness. John Carpenter's meta movie. This movie is hilarious, insane, and scary. It's everything you want in one. Like, it's visually stunning, the concept is great, and the horror is amazing. This book will this movie, technically book, will give you an existential crisis, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Number 3, another John Carpenter film, Halloween. Don't feel like I need to expand on that. The Paul song is the best thing in existence, and I'll end my thoughts on Halloween there. Number 2, Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem. This is everything I want in a horror movie. It lets itself go bonkers by the end. It has some amazing visuals, a great story, and just lets itself go. Like, Lords of Salem is one of my favorite movies ever made. I'll expand on it more in a review. But Lords of Salem is amazing. Sherry Moon Zombie gives a great performance. The soundtrack is amazing. And the ending, top 10 endings ever for me. Perfect. Number 1. This will not shock you if you've been on this channel for a bit, but it might if you have not. Sorry, a bird. Number 1, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Ignore the bird. Halloween 2. So, this film is the scariest film I've seen by far, bar none. It's visually stunning. The concept is beautiful. I love the White Horse stuff. I disagree with everyone. I love the White Horse stuff. And then the kills are so brutal. Michael Myers is just completely merciless. That's my one issue with the first Halloween. I enjoy gorier horror movies more, so I didn't like not seeing the kills. This film shows them all. Like, that first kill with Octavia Spencer is so brutal. I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening right now. Like, the first Halloween is also a masterpiece, in my opinion, by Rob Zombie. But this film, like, unleashes itself. And the ending is perfect. I disagree with everyone again. The ending, perfect. Some days this is my favorite movie, and those days are today. So yeah, Halloween 2 is a masterpiece. Hope you enjoyed this video and expect more horror content in the future. And sorry about the bird. Stay safe and have a good day. And maybe expect a watch list video soon. So yeah, have a good day.